Hello everyone, and welcome to this webinar. My name is Liviu Tanasoaica. I am the Touring Exhibitions Manager at Vastari, and today I will be walking you through how you can list a show on Vastari Exhibitions, which is the first step in promoting it in the touring industry through us. Now, before we jump into the nitty-gritty of listing, I want to introduce Vastari to those of you who have not heard of us before. We are an online marketplace for touring exhibition producers in the arts and culture and science and technology sector. The aim of the platform is to bring more transparency to the sector by facilitating the exchange of touring shows between vendors, private and public organizations, and exhibition hosting venues. Now, we achieve this by allowing hosting venues to view a wealth of information about the shows available on our platform and contact the vendors directly through an inbuilt messaging system. We also provide bespoke marketing services within the industry for each of our vendors, which is included in the price of membership. We've been around since 2012. We currently have over 270 exhibitions in our portfolio from dozens of vendors listing with us. Over 1,000 nonprofit organizations actively prospect for shows on Vastari Exhibitions, and our reach within the sector expands to over 5,500 key decision-making professionals around the world. Now, today we'll be putting the vendor hat on, and we'll be listing our first show on Vastari Exhibitions. So let's get to it, shall we? The first thing would be to register. Now, in order to do that, you need to visit v10.vastari.com. Here, you'll have a really simple form where you need to enter your name, John Doe. Let's put a simple email. Now, because it's a professional tool, it's important for you to remember that it would be very good for you to use your institutional email rather than your personal one. So we'll say company.com. We're going to hit get started, and then you'll have to enter some information here: a username, a password, confirm the password. Some information will be required to introduce where your organization is from. So we can put some text here, and we can put some text here. And we can put the city of Orlando, say, United States. Our postcode, phone number. This will be your institutional phone number, your work phone number. The area of interest is also very important. So if you are interested in antiques or artifacts, memorabilia, you have to mention this at this point. Click next. And then you'd have to introduce some information about your institution. Now, the type is going to be a museum in this case, but it could be a private producer, depending on what organization you are from, or even a private individual with a collection. Today, we'll be focusing specifically on introducing a science exhibition onto the platform. So we'll say that this is from a museum, and this is the Natural History Museum of Orlando. Institution website, and the full address, which is going to be some text, a phone number. Some information about the exhibit is also very important. So if you have this information on hand, it will go into an institutional database where we collect this information. So how many exhibitions does your institution plan per year? And you can write a number here. Do you plan to use or already use traveling exhibitions? You can answer affirmatively or negatively to the question. We'll say yes in this case. It creates and also borrows exhibitions. Does your institution borrow objects? We can say yes. And what kind of system you use for curatorial purposes? We will just put a random entry there. And you require a tutorial, you can request us to call you directly so we can show you a walkthrough. But you can also discover the platform yourself. So if you put no and submit, you'll be able to finish the registration. What normally happens is if you've never been in conversation with us, we'll give you a call. at this point. And we're going to approve your account after validating your credentials within your organization. But obviously, if you've reached this point through conversations with us and you've acquired our services by talking to one of our representatives, either myself or my colleague Jenny, someone else within the company, then at this point we will enable the account immediately as we see you registering. So for the purpose of this demo, I'm going to log in as a sample museum. I already have some credentials here, so we're going to log in. And we're going to get to uploading information about the exhibition. Now, if this is the first time that you've logged into Vastari Exhibitions, do take your time to familiarize yourself with the interface. It's very simple. It's based on a portal, which allows you to do various operations depending on what you're interested in. If you would like to see the current crop of exhibitions, I suggest you go to Find Content, Search, and you'll be presented with a search engine which currently indexes the exhibitions on our platform and offers you a wealth of information on how to filter them. I won't go too much into how to look for shows because that is something that my colleague Jenny will cover in a separate webinar, but it is interesting for you to look at similar exhibitions, perhaps the one that you're trying to upload, or just a general one to get an idea of how it's structured and how others have structured the exhibition. So I recommend, for instance, if you're uploading a science, natural history, or technology exhibition, to go to the Spinosaurus Exhibition by National Geographic. We'll just use that as an example because it has a wealth of information here that the vendor has uploaded. So straight away, you'll get various tabs that will describe the information under them. A general one with a picture, text, and we'll go through all of this in the editor. So I just want to show you really quick. It's very simple to search and find similar exhibitions. Now, if you want to upload yours and you feel comfortable with knowing roughly what you might need for this, and you've prepared all the information, we have some dummy information, so to speak, which is on the side on my desktop, and we're going to use that to upload to this. You can go to Upload Exhibition, and here you'll be able to enter the title of your exhibition. So we'll say it's, say, a natural history exhibition because we are from the Natural History Museum of Orlando. Giants of the Jurassic. Oh, let's spell that. All right, and then we're going to enter some information there. You're going to need a quick description. I have some dummy text here, so we'll be using this. All right, I'm going to copy that, and it's a standard lorem ipsum type text, so we're going to put that in there. You then have to select the type of exhibition that you're uploading. So we'll do a natural history one, and let's say it's a paleontology exhibition. We're going to save this, and that is the first step. It will take you then to the more advanced editor, where you'll be able to enter information into each of the tabs that we have. So your exhibition is in draft mode now. You can then start uploading an image. And we have one right here. If you have a PDF file that showcases your exhibition, a brochure or something like that, then you can choose that file and upload it. We have that here. And this is great because it will help you define a space to promote your show with your own branding identity and your own collateral that you use for your own purposes. You'll be able to write down who the producer is. We'll put down Natural History Museum. This is connected to a database of almost 6,000 institutions now that we have information on, and that we have opened up from our internal knowledge base for people to conduct research and link to the exhibitions that they are currently uploading. You'll then be able to upload some information about space requirements. So let's say it's quite a large exhibition, and at the same time, it can also be restricted because it might be modular. So we've given you the option to specify that by including different spaces for the size. We can include the number of exhibits in the show. So let's say we have about 20 exhibits. We can include a hiring fee. So this is a range. You don't have to specify the exact sum at this point. It's speculative, so it can help people browse the platform and find something within the range of their budget. So we can introduce, say it's between that and that. Maybe you want to say that you're open to negotiation for a partnership rather than making it a turnkey. We'll do a separate webinar on how you can tailor a profile for exhibitions that are collaborative in nature. We'll say this one is a turnkey one, so everything comes pretty much as is. So we will uncheck that, and say it also comes in Spanish. You can specify the languages, English, of course. And this is great for international audiences because you will have producers from halfway around the world that will know exactly that this exhibition can cater to an audience which is in another language. We've already entered this information, what type of things your exhibition is about. It's about natural history, and it's a paleontological exhibition, so we introduced that. You can add some more notes here if it's necessary. But at this point, you're kind of happy with your profile. You can do a quick review. And you've completed the general tab. So we're going to save and move on to the next one. Now, the next tab is tags, and we're going to put in dinosaur, and we are going to put in kid-friendly because it's friendly for children. We are going to save this. Very useful. For searches, we're going to go to venues. Here, you can specify where the exhibition has traveled in the past. And this will be also something that you can specify if it's the current tour of the exhibition. So these can be stations in your tour or even stations in the future. So if your exhibition is currently, for instance, going to the Natural History Museum, say it's the Natural History Museum of Utah, you can add that. And again, it will link to our institutional database. And you'll be able to specify here the title of the exhibition, the attendance figure, so it will be the same, Giants of the Jurassic. Again, that spell checking. Attendance figures, so we can put in a number of people here that have visited the exhibition. We can put the start date, which can be, say it was earlier this year, so it was February 2017. And that it ended in, say, May 2017. The entry was ticketed, and you can introduce the price for the ticket as well. If you've had any sponsors, you can introduce them here. They can be a university, or they can be a private company. We'll say it's the right, and then you can introduce that there. And when you're ready, you can save the venues and sponsors. Take as much time as you need for this. And move on to the next tab. The next tab is dedicated to content. So we found that it's extremely important for people to have as much information as possible about the content because it gives them a really good idea of what they're renting without the need of sending dozens of messages to you in the initial stages of discussion. So here is basically where you can introduce anything from a floor plan to interpretation materials, anything that you have available. We have a floor plan here that I just set. It's a sample floor plan. It's nothing. It's not an actual one for an exhibition, but for a space. We're gonna go to the interpretation material. We're gonna add that we have brochures for this. We have wall panels. We have some interpretive panels. We have sets and display cases. And we're going to make this exhibition children-friendly. So this is quite important for a lot of our hosting venues, which are museums that are tailoring towards a crowd that is families. They bring children to the exhibitions. It's very important for them. We're going to save this. And then when you're ready with this, with the content, we can move on to conditions. Now, in conditions, you can specify temperature and humidity. So it could be a regulated temperature. You can put in the degrees here, Celsius or Fahrenheit for those on the other system. So it could be 30 from 23, let's say, to 30. Let's put some numbers here. Other climate conditions can be, you might need dust filters, no flash photography, depending on your exhibits. You can add any notes here that can further describe any requirements. Display conditions, if you don't want people to eat or drink during the exhibition, fair enough. You can specify that. When you're ready, you save, and then this is done as well. Now you go back up, and then you're going to be able to introduce information about logistics. Here you can put the information about the weight of the freights, the volume. This is really important for your partners to have a great overview of the approximate costs that would be involved in bringing the exhibition in to their venue. So this can be all specified here. Security is very important as well. You can specify the level: basic, medium, high, or extra security. We'll say it's medium security, so it requires patrolling whilst it's open to the public, has a comprehensive alarm system, and secure premises for the silent hours. You can specify money for insurance, how much you suspect the overall insurance of the exhibition is based on previous stagings. If it's fragile, the installation days, you can say that it takes about 10 days to install, and say it takes about 10 days to deinstall. Or you can just say same as installation, and you'll have the same fields there. And you provide audiovisual equipment. Let's say you do, so you can specify that as well. You can add some extra notes to that, type of equipment, etc. And you can talk about storage, even specify the place where the exhibition is stored when it's not on tour. So this is going to be Orlando. It's going to be the country is United States. And I'm going to put Orlando. This is very, very important because if there is a gap within the programming and somebody is interested, they'll be able to see exactly where the exhibition is, and they will be able to calculate approximate costs. And if they're close to the location, then they'll be able to rent it if the cost is not too high. So you could have an opportunity arising just from the fact that that is specified there, I guess. Restrictions, if there are any restrictions that you'd like to mention, this is the time. You can save the information once you're ready, and then we have logistics done. Nice and simple. We go back to the top, and then you have some marketing information that you can add. Here you'll be able to provide information about the templates that you're willing to provide. So if it has press kits, or perhaps it has digital marketing materials, if the images for promotion, if you have the copyright and it's already included in the hiring fee, that is very important for some producers. You can specify that as well. If you have any merchandise, or if you'd like to specify any particular events within the program at the staging. Now you can save the marketing information, and that's pretty much done. When you feel that this is to your liking and that you've included as much information as possible, you have an indicator up here which tells you how much of the fields you've managed to complete. And we're sitting really well right now. We're sitting at 62%. Of course, we want people to introduce as much information as possible because it shortens the time for a decision to be made if the hosting venue is interested in renting it. It gives our search engine more contextual information to allow curators to find the exhibition. And also there's that, that feeling that you've managed to have the most complete exhibition on the entire platform, because, a lot of people, they don't introduce all of the information, and it will really stand out if it has everything available. If you feel like you're satisfied at that particular stage, you can go back to general, and from draft mode, you can make it published. You will have to scroll down to the bottom and then click save, and then it automatically is published onto the platform. I'm not going to publish this to the platform just now because it's a dummy exhibition, but it would be published automatically and visible for people that are searching for this type of content. If for whatever reason you would like to keep it hidden for a little while, just because you want to go back and review some fields, re-enter some information, you can do that. You can leave it hidden. It will be finalized in this state, but not published. So you can always come back and introduce information without it being visible to the other users. Now leave it hidden for a while, save it, and we're ready to go. So if we return to the platform at a later stage, and if we would like to modify things, you'll be able to find it within the portal in Manage Touring Exhibitions. And here we have a list of all the exhibitions that we've worked on, the sample ones on this account. Going to Giants of the Jurassic right here, and then you'll be able to see the information as it is displayed on the platform. We have the brochure, which is here, and that has the information that we've uploaded. We have the text, the space requirements, the hiring fee. There's a calendar which displays where the exhibition is at that point, or where it was, where it's going, and it links to the institution's profile on Vastari Institutions, where we have information about the museum, so people can see exactly where it went. And you'll be able to see the past venues there with attendance figures. All of the tabs have been completed, so we have the floor plan, which can be viewed, exhibition interpretation material. All of the information has been translated into the public-facing profile that hosting venues are able to see. I think it's nice and tidy, so this exhibition would be published onto the platform and available, and there's plenty of information for people to decide if they'd like it or not. But if for whatever reason you'd like to change it, just because you have some extra information that you want to add, or perhaps you've had another station that has been confirmed in the tour and you'd like to add it, you can go into Edit at this stage, and you can click on any of the tabs to change the information. When you're ready, same thing, you go to the bottom, you save, and then you exit back to the portal. And that's pretty much how you list an exhibition on Vastari Exhibitions. Now, this is just the first step. Of course, there are a lot of interactions that happen through the platform. We have hundreds of matches that have happened in the past 6 months, and there are thousands of contacts that are actively prospecting for exhibitions at any given point within the industry. But we use these templates as the starting point of a promotional service within the industry, which is tailored, it's bespoke to your particular needs. A team of researchers will be able to use the information that you provide, create a list of potential hosting venues that are interested in this type of exhibition based on the information that we've collected by talking to thousands of museums around the world. And we are going to conduct a campaign, a promotional campaign within the industry to suggest the exhibition to these venues. The moment when somebody is interested in your exhibition, they're put in touch with you. We've obviously pre-vetted them at this point, so we know they're very strong lead for you, and we step back, we let you develop that partnership from that point onwards. If for whatever reason you need some support with any kind of introduction, we have a range of partners that we've worked with, that we trust, and we can definitely put you in touch if it's insurance related or if it's logistics related. You would have to talk to your personal advisor and discuss this particular requirement with him or her. This is pretty much the end of the webinar, but if you do have any questions, I will be more than happy to answer them. I have the information here if you'd like to mail me directly. It's liviu@vastari.com. If you would like to talk to me directly, you can do so by reaching me on my personal number. And if you'd like to try the platform yourself, just to have a look, you can even play with one of these exhibitions. Please go to the login page provided there and enter the username touring and the password welcome with capital letters. And you'll be able to play with the interface as much as you like and experience it firsthand behind the scenes. Thank you very much, and I look forward to any questions that you guys might have. Thank you for your attention.